Indiana Jones and the Great Circle originally launched on December 9th, 2024 for Xbox Series X and S and PC, later getting a PS5 and Switch 2 port. Published by Bethesda Softworks, this game delivers the Indiana Jones story the franchise has owed fans since 1989, then locks it inside gameplay that's a little too stiff and a little too constrained to match the ambition. I'm the real-life Fake Wizard, and this is a Fake Wizard's review of Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. If this video brings you any value, hit the subscribe button as we're posting lots of reviews every single week. The year is 1937. Indy wakes up at Marshall College, freshly separated from Marion Ravenwood, and watches a 7-foot giant steal a cat mummy from the University Museum. That theft kicks off a globe-trotting chase from the Vatican City to the pyramids of Giza, through the Himalayas, and into the jungles of Sukhothai, all in pursuit of ancient stones connected to a mysterious alignment of sacred sites around the globe, known as the Great Circle. Indy teams up with Gina Lombardi, an Italian journalist searching for her missing sister, and squares off against Emmerich Voss, a Nazi occultist with a genuine talent for psychological manipulation. This game plays primarily in first person, mixing stealth, melee combat, puzzle solving, and exploration across semi-open hub worlds connected by linear set pieces. Part 1. The Indy story we were owed. Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny is garbage, and it is a terrible film. And the tragedy of playing the Great Circle is realizing that this story, written for a controller instead of a camera, is the version of Indiana Jones the franchise should have delivered on the big screen. The globe-trotting structure hits every beat the film's made iconic. The world's Machine Games build feels inhabited in a way very few licensed games manage. Vatican City alone can swallow 3 to 4 hours of exploration just looking around at everything. Every corner of this game feels like it smells old, like mildew, musky, like an attic full of things people forgot they were hiding, which is a pretty cool thing to have in a game. The closest comparison I keep reaching for is the 2009 Ghostbusters game on the Xbox 360. That game understood that when the film stopped delivering, or at the time couldn't get made, a video game could pick up the torch and hand fans the story they were actually waiting for. The Great Circle does the same thing for Indiana Jones. It treats the franchise with love and with craft, and the result is an indie adventure that sits comfortably alongside Raiders and The Last Crusade as genuine entries in the saga. Part 2. Troy Baker is doing something fantastic. Troy Baker plays Indiana Jones in the game, and he's performing Harrison Ford performing Indiana Jones. This is a layered vocal job that would flatten most actors into impression territory. But Baker is fantastic. There are stretches of this game where your brain genuinely confuses the two voices, and that confusion is extremely satisfying. Baker has thoroughly internalized Harrison Ford's cadence for this performance. Part 3. The combat is stiff. Indy can grab a shovel off the ground or a frying pan off a stove and use either one to crack a Nazi over the head, and the improvisational variety is impressive in concept. It's kind of slapstick brawling pulled straight from the movies. It feels like something that would be in the films. The execution here is the problem. Every swing carries a mechanical clunkiness that fights the fluidity the animations are attempting to sell you. The controller scheme and gameplay mechanics are overall clunky. This is a clunk-riddled game. Gunplay fares even worse. It's very floaty. The whip has some bright spots in traversal and moving across the world, but in direct combat, it doesn't do damage, and it only stuns or disarms your opponents. I would just like to say, if you get hit with a bullwhip, it will do much more than just stun or disarm you in real life. It's very clear that developer Machine Games invested heavily into the design of the melee combat, which makes the stiffness and clunk sting even more. Part 4. 25% of a Bethesda game. Machine Games is the team that built the Wolfenstein reboot, and then Bethesda published it. Bethesda games generally come with a kind of promise that the player will have certain freedoms in gameplay. Maybe not open world like Skyrim per se, but perhaps multiple angles to the gameplay experience. The Great Circle delivers what I would equate to 25% of a Bethesda-esque game. Worse than the clunky combat, the stealth is where the clunk hits hardest. I have never felt less stealthy playing a game that asks me to be stealthy often. And it's two-sided. Enemy AI will watch you throw a bottle and track it with their eyes before immediately concluding nothing happened. Or the opposite will happen. The enemies will hear you thinking too loud from the next building over and come chase you down. I'd say the one place the game trusts the player to think is its puzzles, which are very good. They captured the feel like Indiana Jones as he deciphers all of these puzzles, and they did that well. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle retails for $70. While the story and world building deliver an Indiana Jones adventure worthy of the franchise's best, the combat stiffness and the suffocating on-the-rails design holds the experience at arm's length from its own potential, which renders this game made for the backlog. $70 is way too much, and with how expensive this game was to develop, the price is not going down anytime soon. This is going to remain retail for a long time, which clearly indicates that this is meant to be a lead magnet to get people to sign up for Game Pass, since it is a Game Pass game. I think this game is a 6.5 out of 10 for me personally. Have you played this yet? Let us know in the comments below, and thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit the subscribe button. We'll see you in the next one.